Live from the news team that believes in this valley, you're watching 33 WYTV News at 6.
Rain and storms roll through the valley, and the threat for more continues tonight. 33 News meteorologist Brian Ivy has your forecast ahead. Plus,
all at once, there was a loud snap pop. Lightning struck in here somewhere.
Bakers, Golden Dairy, and New Waterford see some damage from yesterday's storms. We'll tell you what the farm lost. And a child pornography case in Trumbull County takes a turn when a Niles man pleads guilty in the case. And
the person that we believe involved with some of this is, we know where he's at.
Pennsylvania State Police are leading the investigation into human remains found in Mercer County. Tonight, we'll have new developments. Good evening, and thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Corbin Baker. Just into the newsroom, the autopsy has just come back on those remains that I mentioned. The Erie County coroner says it's an unknown white male and the identity can't be determined due to significant decomposition. It's also confirmed that the remains were buried after the man died. Investigators say they have at least one person of interest in mind in the case. The Pennsylvania State Police Major Crimes Unit is working with investigators from Shenango and Sharon. The remains were found buried, as I said, in a shallow grave while searching a 35-acre plot of land on Route 318 east of West Middlesex. We're told the body had been there for several months and was not completely intact.
I do not want CNN to get excited about this. We have a body that is missing certain parts, okay? So at that point, we need to let the medical examiner tell us what we need to do to identify this person.
Police also say they've found items believed to have been taken in burglaries on the property. We're told the thefts happened over a multi-county area in western Pennsylvania and possibly eastern Ohio. Investigators are asking anyone with information to contact them. A lot of people are asking why Sharon police were involved in today's press conference. It's because they have a missing persons case that fits into that murder investigation. The body was possibly buried around the same time Joseph DeFricia disappeared from his home in Sharon. In May, his car was found abandoned on the west side of Youngstown. State police say they do not have proof that the two cases are connected.
Yes, we do think foul play is suspected in that case, but we are not saying that this remains that we have located belong to him.
Again, an autopsy was just discovered, or was just found, by the way. That is a white, unidentified male. All right, to weather now, where today's conditions can be described as very uncomfortable. We did see some much needed rain, and we're at the risk for more storms tonight. 33 News meteorologist Brian Ivy, a new face to WYTV, joins us now with what we can expect. Brian, first of all, welcome. And you're a Northeast Ohio native, the Cleveland area, right? So you're used to this wackiness.
Oh, this feels like a swamp, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's get right to looking at the radar here. You can see it's another day of scattered showers and thunderstorms that have developed. Let's look into it a little bit further. You could definitely see those storms populating the radar maps from the Akron-Canton area all the way through the Mahoning Valley. Let's zoom on in. Through Youngstown, we had this big batch of heavy rain and rumbles that pushed through over the last hour or so, now pushing up into Mercer County, PA. We're talking half an inch to about 1.5 inches per hour rates, easy. Could definitely be more than that, leading to a little bit of isolated flooding. So right now through Mercer, Route 62, it'll be hitting northeastward towards Sandy Lake and Sugar Creek over the next half an hour or so. Temperatures still pretty warm out there, generally the low to middle 70s. You can see where it's a little cooler where it has rained. Dew points, oh man, it is sticky. Middle 70s across the board. That's definitely tropical for sure. The hassle factors throughout the evening, we're looking at very humid conditions continuing. Those rain showers will be around over the next hour or two. Flooding, elevated risk, and just a slight chance for fog. Here's your preview of the evening ahead. Generally temperatures falling into the upper 70s and mid 70s with storms becoming more isolated. Corbin?
All right, nicely done. Thank you, Brian. A farm in Columbiana County has some damage from yesterday's storms. Just after 3:30, lightning hit at Baker's Golden Dairy. Owners say a helper was herding cows for milking when a bolt of lightning struck and knocked him and the animals off their feet. The men and the cows are okay, but the surge ruined computers, a label printer, and the box that controls an electric fence that keeps the cows in that pasture. Despite the losses, the owners say they're lucky.
It could be a lot worse, let's put it that way. I mean, with that lightning word, this box got blew apart. There was fire. It had to be fire there. We store a lot of hay there. That luckily didn't get ignited. I mean, nobody around. It could have burnt the barn down.
We're told the dairy had some extra labels and also did some by hand in order to make it through the day. Things should be running as normal by the beginning of next week. A Niles man accused of having child pornography changed his plea to guilty today in court. 32-year-old Richard Lisevich faces 20 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor. He originally was charged with 30 counts after a raid at his home on Robbins Avenue early this year. Investigators found thousands of child pornographic images and videos in his possession. Lisevich could face anywhere from 2 to 8 years in prison and up to a $15,000 fine for each of the 20 counts. The judge revoked his bond while he undergoes a pre-sentencing investigation. If you're eager to help choose our next president, the first thing you have to do, of course, is sign up to vote. For most people, they do it as soon as they turn 18. However, there can be problems if you move either in-state or between states. Sometimes voters only go to the polls for a big election, and if it's been a while since you voted, you may want to double-check your registration.
If they voted in 2012, they're fine. If they can't remember whether they voted in 2012, the best thing to do is call us.
October 11th is the last day for voter registration. You can check by calling the Board of Elections or going to their website. Issues with bus drivers. There's some mix-up going on in the Youngstown City schools. We'll explain why drivers are upset and what the district plans to do about it. And meteorologist Brian Ivy will be up next with your complete hometown forecast. Stay with us.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Brian Ivy. Certainly a humid and sticky one out there, but also plenty of storms around. Frank from Youngstown sending this picture, and you can see the gust front of a storm incoming in towards Mahoning County. that lowering in the clouds indicative of some gusty winds with those storms. And we have plenty of storms around once again this evening, moving across the Cleveland area, back down to Akron, Canton, and it pushed across the Mahoning Valley as well. We'll zoom on in and take a better look at that. Youngstown just dealing with a little bit of light rain up through Warren and Mecca, Mesopotamia as well. The main storm right now moving through Mercer County, pushing up towards Sandy Lake, and it'll continue moving off towards the northeast at about 35, 45 miles per hour, and it will move out of our viewing area within the next 30 minutes or so. We picked up a decent amount of rain the last 12 hours, that's for sure, anywhere from about an inch upwards of 2 inches in portions of Trumbull County, even in towards western Mercer County as well. And that stormy trend will continue. Plenty of Gulf Coast moisture pushing up across the area. Look at this across Ohio. More clouds and more storms for your evening, and it is sticky. These are dew points in the mid-70s. You know who normally sees these? Miami, Florida. Come on, not Youngstown, Ohio. We'll continue with the very muggy weather as we go throughout the day tomorrow. We like to call it gross. Yeah, very, very yucky as you step out the door. Temperatures across the area, you could definitely see where it's rained. Cooler in the low to middle 70s, but still around Guilford Lake into Lisbon, Calcutta, near 80 degrees as we go throughout the evening hours. Across the whole state, you could definitely see the big heat is still on. Columbus, Lancaster, Zanesville up near 90 degrees. That will continue for your day tomorrow across the Mahoning Valley before those storms move in. Definitely a very tropical pattern. You can see this across the Gulf Coast, just rotating in. This low pressure system sending the mugginess, a stream of moisture right into the Buckeye State and across northwestern PA as well. And that again will continue. So for tonight, if you're looking for any relief from the humidity, you're not going to get it. 74 degrees for the temperature tonight. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. I really think things are going to dramatically drop off in the next few hours. So just a couple isolated showers late. Still humid. Tomorrow, we'll do it all over again. Once again, 90 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Thunderstorms become likely during the afternoon and early evening hours. Well, let's walk you through it right now. Tonight, just a stray shower or two around again overnight. We'll go through the lower 80s into the 90s, a couple more storms around tomorrow. And then as we get into Saturday, it becomes a much wetter pattern by Saturday night and in towards Sunday as well. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast right now. Here in just one moment. There you go, bringing that in. We definitely have the hassle factor first. Let's take a look at that. And moving now to the 7-day, you have temperatures that are going to be falling through the 80s finally to the near 80 degree mark by Sunday and Monday. I'm watching for very heavy thunderstorms on Sunday that could drop potentially flooding rains. So we'll be monitoring that, but otherwise through the week, less chances of rain and storms and a little cooler temperatures.
Good deal. Thank you, Brian. And as we mentioned, Brian is a new face here at WYTV. He's going to be the weekend weatherman on 33 News at 6 and 11. And you come to us you're from the Cleveland area.
I am indeed. Northeast Ohio local, so it's been pretty nice for sure to be able to stay in town and be able to forecast here for the Mahoning Valley.
All right.
And that's Brian's been working with us behind the scenes here for the last couple weeks here as we've been getting him ready, and this is his first night on air. So why weather?
I have always loved weather. Ever since I was 3 years old, I witnessed a lightning strike nearby across the street. Scared me at first, but after that it just became a fascination. And I just fell in love with it, did a lot of research.
You two are like cut from the same cloth.
We've discussed this, the fact that as children we watched a lot of the Weather Channel and could probably name several meteorologists that we've enjoyed over time. But yes, you'll be seeing Brian on the weekends on 33 WYTV. He'll be filling in on days perhaps that I'm on vacation or not here. And Brian,
when do you ever take vacation?
Exactly. Brian, welcome to the team.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, there you have it. Now let's get back to the news. It's been a rough month for Youngstown City School bus drivers who got word that they couldn't work because their certifications were lost by the administration, and now the bus drivers and their union are trying to get them back on the buses. New at 6, here's 33 News reporter Cameron O'Brien.
Derek Cathy has been a bus driver for the Youngstown City Schools District for 25 years. But on July 1st, everything changed.
Well, we got a call that we couldn't drive. We had drivers had scheduled for summer school, some were scheduled to do field trips, and we heard that our certificates were no longer any good.
Drivers were told they had to do some things all over again.
They were told that they needed to be recertified for a number of things, and they've had classes in the past week where they showed up for the classes and the people have not been there and the instructors have not been there.
Drivers say this process has made them feel uneasy, especially with school starting in just 2 weeks.
Not good. I mean, I want to get paid. I mean, we love the children. This is what we do. I mean, we have rapport with parents. We have rapport with children. Many of us have the same kids from the time they're little. Me, I've had kids from preschool all the way to high school.
The drivers were told the state is coming in next week to meet with the administration.
We will be finding out from them if the drivers are in fact recertified and when they'll be back in the buses.
In the meantime, Derek says time isn't moving fast enough.
Well, I want us to be able to get on our buses and drive. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we get paid to do. We do a good job at that, and I want us to be able to go back and do what we do.
In Youngstown, Cameron O'Brien, 33 WYTV News.
All right, wearing this Bernie or Bust t-shirt and holding a sign reading ISIS, Lafarge Clinton, the link that stinks, Sanders delegate Werner Lang of Newton Falls was protesting outside Lafarge Lordstown Construction Recovery. He's done this a couple weeks now, or done this a couple times since last week. Lang says it's because of recent reports, including from WikiLeaks, which he says reveals Lafarge has financially supported ISIS in Syria and has been a major donator to the Clinton Foundation.
The truth, when you know it, sets us free, and this is the truth that the American public need to know. And there are more and more truths like this coming out.
33 News has reached out to Lafarge for comment, but so far we haven't heard back. A lot of students are getting ready to go back to school in a couple weeks. I'm smiling, but they're probably not. For kindergartners at Glenwood Middle School, that meant a trip to the Safety Village. They learned about staying safe on their way to and from school, including bus and bike safety tips. The kids also got to meet some police officers and firefighters. Organizers say they're most excited about a test bus ride.
What's nice is the incoming kindergarten gets a chance to preview the bus, how the bus system works, because that's pretty daunting to some of them. They're excited about it, but they don't know what to do. It's the first time that they're in a vehicle without a seatbelt.
The kids also learned general fire safety tips. Up next in sports, big news about LeBron James, and it's making history. Plus, our high school football previews continue. Tonight we head to Lowville for a look at the Rockets' upcoming season. Chase Evans has that and more coming up next in sports.
Good evening, everyone. LeBron James keeps making history with the Cavaliers, and boy, is he getting paid. This just in, LeBron has agreed to a 3-year, $100 million deal to stay in Cleveland. He'll make $33 million in 2017. That's the highest single-season salary in NBA history. LeBron has certainly earned his money. He made the announcement on Twitter this afternoon. Sources say LeBron will sign the deal next week when he returns to Cleveland for his annual charity event. The big news, of course, is the 3-year deal. James has signed 1-year contracts the past 2 seasons with the Cavaliers. Our high school football previews continue with Lowville High School tonight. The Rockets have finished with just 1 winning season in the last 12 years, but a new coach with a new mentality has the program optimistic for the 2016 campaign. Head coach Doug Velasquez takes over as the head man of the Rockets. He served as an assistant and head coach for over 2 decades in the Valley. Most recently, he led Mineral Ridge to a 5-5 record in 2013. He inherits a fairly inexperienced team, but says they still have a lot of skill to work with. Sophomore Jake Rotz is back under center to lead the offense alongside senior AJ Del Torrio, who anchors the backfield with a couple running backs there. The defense will need to step up after allowing 40 points per game last season, but Velasquez is determined to turn things around this year.
I bring experience. I've been around a lot of football programs, a lot of good football coaches. Won a state championship in 2000 as an assistant coach at Ursuline. Played in a couple of regional final games at with Beaver Local as a defense coordinator. So been around a lot of good programs. Know how to win.
Everything's changing. We just have a new breed of athletes coming in, and last year was pretty rough, but I think we could do it this year.
Just the endurance we're going to bring. We're going to just be a team that's just going to be able to keep going compared to last year. You know, last year, first quarter, we were dead. This year, we'll be able to play 2 games and be fine.
The Rockets will compete in the ITCL Blue Tier once again this season. They went 0-5 in the division last year. A tough start and end to the season, as you can see, 2 road games on both ends. Louisville will go for their first playoff appearance since 2013. So let's look at the Rockets. Sebring, you're up next. We stay in the ITCL Blue Division to preview the Trojans tonight at 11 p.m. Check out our website, WYTV.com, for all the previews and a complete list of when your favorite school will be featured. How about some baseball? Jameson Taillon and the Pirates wrapping up their series with the Padres this afternoon. A nice day for David Freese. Bottom 30 rips the RBI single to right. That scores Gregory Polanco to make it a 2-0 game. 2 RBI on the day for Freese, and the rookie Taillon did the rest. 4 strikeouts, just 3 hits, and 8 scoreless innings. Pirates get a big shutout win, 4-0 at home. Let's look at sports tonight. Back to wrap things up on 33 after this break.